Time for your weekly gaming report. That's brought to you by Video Game and Music Exchange and by Comic Town. Remember, Comic Town is your source for comic books and more. Chuck from Gaming Nexus in. How you doing, Chuck?
I'll go good. Finally, I recovered from E3 last week.
Welcome back from E3. What games do you have for us this week?
So after a dry couple of weeks, we've actually got 3 very unique titles coming out this week.
Okay.
The first is Lollipop Chainsaw, which is coming out for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. And Joe, do you remember Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I do.
This game is exactly like that, except Buffy's fighting zombies.
Okay.
And she's a
zombies are really in fashion right
now.
They
are the new black of the video game industry, I guess.
Okay.
And so she's fighting zombies, and she has a giant pink chainsaw. Her name's Juliet in this game, but it's really over the top. So there's a zombie breakout at high schools, which happens all the time, and so Juliet, coming from a long line of zombie fighters, is called into action, and she's fighting zombies along with her boyfriend Nick. Now, Nick has an unfortunate accident early on in the game, so it's only Nick's head that's actually attached to her.
Okay.
Which makes sense in a weird kind of way. So the game was actually developed by a guy named Suda51, who's kind of the game industry's Tarantino. So he always does really crazy, over-the-top stuff. It's really weird.
And some of his stuff is a lot better than others?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this actually turns out to be one of the better things.
Okay, good.
I played the game at GDC. It's completely over the top.
Okay.
I mean, it's violence, it's sex. She runs around in a cheerleading outfit the entire time. There's this really weird banter between her dad, and Nick at all times. It's kind of this weird sexual tension thing.
Okay.
It's not for everybody.
Right.
It's certainly not for kids. But it's certainly not something you're going to play if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend who's not into video games.
Yeah.
You're going to play this when they go to bed because it's really weird. It's really out there. It's a guilty pleasure game.
Okay. And Lollipop Chainsaw is out for what?
The 360 and the PlayStation 3.
All right, we dug that. What else do we have today?
We have Dirt Showdown, which is also coming out for the 360 and the Xbox. I'm sorry, the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3.
Okay.
This is the latest in the Dirt series, which actually used to be called the Colin McRae series. Colin McRae passed. They changed the name. They actually brought in Ken Block, and who's really kind of putting his stamp on the game. So in addition to kind of the usual racing modes and demolition derby, they have the called Hoonigan mode. And basically giving you a sandbox, and you go out and do weird stuff in the sandbox and do stunts.
Okay.
And it's based on Ken Block's series that he did called Gymkata. So if you go out to YouTube and Google it, he does some amazing stuff with Ford Fiesta. It's all souped up and everything like that. But you're doing stunts, things like that. You get points. It's really kind of cool. It's very different from what you normally see in a racing game. The early review scores have been kind of middle of the pack. So if you're a racing fan, probably worth checking out. Otherwise, might be a rent or skip.
Otherwise, it's one to skip.
Yeah.
Dirt Showdown, again, Xbox 360 and PS3. And we have one more this week, right?
Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion. And this is an expansion pack for a game that came out in 2008. It was really kind of a cool mix of strategy, like big 4X planning strategy and real-time strategy.
Okay.
It was kind of a chocolate and peanut butter. Had never really been tried before, but the guys pulled it off really well. This year, they're releasing a new version. It's only $20. You have to go to the store. You can go get it on Steam. Really cool game. They've added 3 new classes, these giant ships. So you have giant battles in space. If you're a PC gamer looking for something different, especially for a strategy gamer, totally worth picking up, as the original game was amazing, and the early review scores for this one have been really positive.
Okay, so we kind of dug Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion and Lollipop Chainsaw and Dirt Showdown you can skip.
Yeah, well, unless you're a racing fan.
Unless you're a racing fan, you might want to check it out. But
yeah.
It's not, don't quote-unquote race out to get it.
I see what you did there.
That's all I did there. Okay. All right, thank you, Chuck. Appreciate it.
No problem.